There's a new show debuting on TV. You probably have seen the ads for those of you who watch TV, called The Masked Singer. The Masked Singer. It involves celebrities wearing outrageous costumes, animal costumes and masks, and singing. And then there's a panel of celebrity judges who have to figure out who is that celebrity who's wearing the mask. Looks like it's going to be pretty successful. It's been getting a lot of airplay and stuff. The idea of celebrities, we're watching also, we don't know who it is underneath this costume, but the judges have to try to guess which person it is. Our faith teaches us that God took on human flesh in the person of Jesus. That's the message of the Christmas season that we just ended. God emptied himself and took the form of a slave. Jesus was not simply God wearing a mask, a human mask, pretending to be human. Some Christians in the early centuries believed that, and it was condemned as being a heresy. But Jesus, according to our Orthodox faith, is truly human and truly divine. He doesn't hide anything from us. He is like us in his humanity, and he is like God in his divinity. In the Gospel of Mark, which we hear from today, Jesus is beginning his public ministry by going first to the synagogue in Capernaum, which was a very busy place. He is, by appearance, of course, Jesus of Nazareth, who was baptized in the Jordan River, tempted by Satan, went to choose his disciples. Now, here he is in a major town where he begins his teaching ministry. And we're told that people marveled at the way that he taught. According to what they saw, he was just another human being. Then suddenly he's confronted with a man who is possessed by a demon. And the demon, of course, wants to tell everybody who Jesus is. He says, "I know who you are, the Holy One of God." Jesus silences the demon and casts it out of the man. The people are even more amazed and say to themselves, "Who is this guy? Who is this man? Even demons are subject to his authority." So what we find and what we will see, especially in the Gospel of Mark, Jesus didn't go around proclaiming that he was God in the flesh, but he wanted people to slowly discover this by faith. Even though he performed miracles and taught with authority, the people pretty much just looked upon him as another person. But in time, they would come to recognize slowly that God is operating through Jesus in a new and powerful way. And ultimately, by the end of the gospel, he will be recognized as the Son of God, especially in the way that he died. He will continue to exercise his authority when necessary. He will perform miracles, but he will not flaunt his divinity. He wants people to come to faith in him by faith, to take that leap of faith, to accept his identity, to allow them to discern prayerfully that he is God in the flesh. So if we apply this whole reality of the identity of Jesus to our own lives, we have to ask ourselves, are we truly the people God created us to be? God created angels. Who are angels? God created us. We are human. The first reading tells us that even though Jesus embraced our nature, he is greater than the angels. And that means that we are too, because Jesus shared in our nature. By sharing